If you're a senior relying on Social Security, you need to hear this right now. This week, a new rule has quietly gone into effect, one that gives the Social Security Administration, yes, the SSA, full access to your bank accounts. This could impact your finances in ways you may have never imagined. So please stay with me until the end, because I'm going to explain exactly what this means, how it could affect you, and most importantly, what you can do to protect yourself. Before we begin, please hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments if you or someone you know receives Social Security, and subscribe for more legal updates that truly matter to seniors like you. Part 1. What exactly is this new Social Security rule? The Social Security Administration, or SSA, has always been responsible for making sure benefits are paid only to those who are eligible. Over the years, they've put various checks and safeguards in place to detect and prevent fraud or improper payments. However, this week, a major change was introduced, one that many seniors may not yet be aware of, but should be watching very closely. This new rule essentially gives the SSA expanded authority to access seniors' bank accounts directly. In the past, the SSA would typically need a court order or legal judgment before they could access or freeze your funds. But now they have a streamlined process that allows them to request detailed financial information from your bank and, if necessary, place holds or freezes on your money without any prior notice. The government says this new authority will help them detect fraud faster, prevent overpayments, and stop improper benefit distribution immediately. On paper, it might sound like a sensible step to protect taxpayer dollars, but for seniors who depend on Social Security as their main or only source of income, this change has far-reaching implications. Imagine waking up one morning to find your bank account inaccessible or part of your money withdrawn, simply because the SSA suspects an overpayment, even if you haven't been told about it or given a chance to dispute the claim. This is now possible under the new rule. The SSA can request your account balances, review your transaction history, and essentially monitor your financial activity to a degree never seen before. This rule affects all seniors receiving Social Security benefits, whether you are a retired worker, a disabled beneficiary, or a survivor. It's important to understand the SSA's authority has grown significantly, and this shift represents a fundamental change in how your benefits are protected and regulated. Part 2. Why should seniors be worried? Many seniors live on fixed incomes, and Social Security payments are often the very foundation of their monthly budget. These funds cover essentials, rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, medication, transportation, and even those small social activities that help maintain quality of life. Losing access to this money, even for a short time, can be devastating. For this new rule, the SSA's ability to freeze or seize funds was limited, and it usually involved a long legal process. But now, because of this change, they can act much faster, sometimes within just days of suspecting an issue. This means a sudden freeze on your bank account could leave you unable to pay bills or access cash right when you need it most. And here's something even more concerning. The SSA's fraud detection relies heavily on automated algorithms and data analysis. While these systems catch many real cases of fraud, they can also make mistakes. That means an innocent senior could be flagged by accident and suddenly have their account frozen without any real cause. The emotional and financial toll of such errors is enormous. Many seniors already find financial and legal systems overwhelming. And now this new rule adds yet another layer of stress. Some may not fully understand their rights or the steps needed to respond to an SSA investigation, especially when their funds are suddenly out of reach. The risk of financial hardship from these freezes is very real. Seniors have reported struggling to buy groceries, refill prescriptions, or even pay for transportation to medical appointments after their accounts were frozen. For those without family support or any other source of income, this can quickly turn into a crisis. This rule shifts the balance of power. The SSA can now act before you even know there's a problem and before you've had the chance to defend yourself. That's why every senior needs to understand this change. It affects how you manage your finances and what safeguards you should put in place right away. Part 3. How does the SSA access your bank account? Understanding exactly how the SSA can access your bank accounts under this new rule is crucial. If the SSA suspects that an overpayment or fraud is connected to your Social Security benefits, they can now send what's called a third-party request directly to your bank. This request demands detailed information about your accounts, and your bank is legally required to comply. They must provide records such as your current balance, recent transactions, deposits, and withdrawals. The SSA then reviews that information to decide if there was an improper payment or fraudulent activity. If they conclude that funds were paid in error, they can instruct your bank to place a hold or freeze on the amount they believe you owe. And they can do this without giving you any prior notice. You might only find out when you try to withdraw money or pay a bill and your transaction is declined. The process is often unclear to seniors. Many are not informed right away, making it nearly impossible to respond or appeal before their funds are locked. This creates confusion, anxiety, and in some cases, outright financial emergencies. And it doesn't stop with just one account. The SSA can request information from multiple banks where you have funds. This gives them a full picture of your finances, aimed at preventing fraud by tracking all sources of income or benefits you might be receiving. It's also worth noting that these SSA requests to banks may be automated and frequent. Banks are under strict rules and heavy pressure to respond quickly, which sometimes leads to mistakes or overreach. Knowing exactly how this access works is your first step in protecting your finances before the SSA ever sends that request. Part 4. What are your rights and protections? Yes, this new rule gives the SSA significant authority, but it does not mean you are without rights or recourse. It's so important for seniors to understand these rights so you can avoid unnecessary hardship. First, the SSA cannot permanently keep your money without due process. If they freeze your account or demand repayment, you have the right to dispute the claim. That means you can file an appeal or request a hearing where you present your case and your evidence. However, the appeals process can be long and complicated. Many seniors say they feel overwhelmed by the paperwork, strict deadlines, and all the bureaucracy involved. And during this time, your access to funds may still be restricted, which can cause serious financial strain. You also have the right to request copies of the information the SSA collects about your bank accounts. This transparency is key to understanding what triggered the freeze or withdrawal. Knowing exactly what the SSA is alleging gives you the ability to prepare a strong defense. By law, the SSA is required to notify you of their actions. But under this new rule, that notification might come after the freeze or withdrawal. That's why it's vital to monitor your accounts closely, so you can spot problems early and respond right away. You can also seek help from legal aid organizations, senior advocacy groups, or attorneys who specialize in Social Security law. These professionals can guide you through the appeals process and fight wrongful freezes or seizures. Another important protection: certain types of funds may be exempt from seizure under federal law. For example, supplemental security income, SSI, is often protected. But Social Security retirement and disability benefits are treated differently, so it's critical to get advice specific to your case. The key takeaway is this: while the SSA now has expanded powers, you are not powerless. Knowing your rights, acting quickly, and seeking professional help can make all the difference in protecting your finances. Part 5. What can seniors do now to protect themselves? Facing this new reality means seniors must be proactive about safeguarding their money. The SSA's expanded ability to access and freeze bank accounts is something you simply cannot ignore, especially if Social Security is your lifeline. So here are practical steps you can take right now to reduce your risk. First, monitor your bank accounts closely. Set up alerts so you get instant notifications of any large withdrawals, holds, or unusual activity. Many banks offer free text or email alerts when a transaction exceeds a certain amount, or when something changes suddenly. If you don't already have online banking, now is the time to get comfortable with it. By checking your statements daily or weekly, you can catch freezes or suspicious activity early, instead of discovering them days or weeks later when the damage is already done. Second, keep detailed records of all communications from the SSA. If you get letters, phone calls, or emails from them, don't ignore them. Even if the message is confusing or intimidating, document everything. Save all physical letters, take screenshots of emails, and write down the dates and times of phone calls, along with the names of the people you spoke with. This documentation could be critical if you need to appeal or prove that you responded on time. Third, talk to your bank about how they handle SSA requests. Not all banks do it the same way. Some notify customers before releasing information or freezing accounts. Others comply immediately without warning. Ask if your bank will alert you when they get an SSA request and whether they have safeguards to prevent wrongful freezes. Fourth, consider separating your funds. Open a separate bank account just for your Social Security payments. Use it only for essential expenses. This way, if the SSA freezes your main account, your other savings or retirement funds in different accounts may remain untouched. Fifth, seek legal advice the moment you suspect a problem. If you notice unusual account activity, or if the SSA contacts you about an overpayment or freeze, don't wait. Attorneys who focus on Social Security and elder law know the system, and they can guide you through the best steps to protect your rights. Acting early often prevents small issues from turning into major crises. Lastly, educate yourself and your family. Many seniors lean on adult children or trusted friends for help managing finances. Make sure they understand this new rule and that they know how to support you if your account is frozen or if you need to file an appeal. Having a trusted advocate by your side can make a huge difference when you're facing a stressful situation. Part 6. How to get help if your account is frozen. If you ever wake up and find your bank account frozen or discover that your Social Security funds have been withheld, you must act immediately. The financial impact can be severe, especially if this money covers your rent, medications, or daily essentials. Step 1. Contact your bank right away. Ask why the freeze was placed, how much money is affected, and whether the bank received a request from the SSA. Often, banks can give you basic information about the freeze and any timelines for lifting it. Step 2. Contact the Social Security Administration. Call the SSA's customer service line or visit your local SSA office in person. Ask for details about why your account was frozen, what evidence they have, and what steps you can take to resolve the issue. Keep careful notes. Write down the date, time, the person's name, and exactly what was said. Step 3. File an appeal or request a hearing. If the SSA says you owe money due to overpayment or fraud, you have the right to dispute it. You can request a reconsideration or an administrative hearing where you present your evidence. The process may feel intimidating, but remember, you are entitled to due process before any final decision is made. Step 4. Seek help from senior advocacy organizations. Many nonprofits and government programs offer free or low-cost assistance with Social Security issues. They can help fill out paperwork, explain the appeals process, and sometimes even connect you to pro bono legal help. Step 5. Consult an attorney if possible. An experienced Social Security or elder law attorney can review your case, speak to the SSA on your behalf, and protect your rights. They can also help speed up appeals or challenge wrongful freezes more effectively than trying to handle it alone. Step 6. If the freeze causes financial hardship, explore emergency assistance programs. Local charities, community centers, and government agencies sometimes provide emergency funds or help with essential bills. Don't hesitate to reach out. Your health and well-being depend on access to basic needs. Most importantly, don't let fear or confusion delay your response. While it can feel overwhelming, help is available. The key is to act quickly and never ignore any sign that your account has been affected. Part 7. What this means for the future of senior benefits. This new rule is part of a larger trend. The government is increasing efforts to prevent fraud and stop improper payments in the Social Security system. On one hand, it's understandable. Fraud costs taxpayers billions each year. But on the other hand, this increased authority also brings new risks for innocent seniors, especially those who may not be tech-savvy or fully aware of their rights. The balance between protecting public funds and safeguarding vulnerable individuals is delicate. Unfortunately, this rule shifts significant power toward the SSA, while weakening immediate protections for seniors. That means more seniors could face financial disruption from simple mistakes, miscommunication, or misunderstandings. Advocates and lawmakers must watch closely to see how this rule works in practice. Seniors and their families should speak up about unintended consequences and push for clear safeguards, better communication, and faster resolution processes. For seniors, it means one thing above all. Staying informed and vigilant is more important than ever. Financial planning should now include backup plans in case of a freeze. This is also a wake-up call to review your bank account setups, keep a record of all communications, and have a trusted advisor or attorney ready if trouble arises. We may also see more demand for elder law attorneys, social workers, and advocacy groups to help seniors navigate these changes. Community organizations must expand outreach and education so seniors truly understand this rule and their rights. In the end, while the rule aims to reduce fraud, it creates a whole new set of challenges. Seniors must be prepared, protected, and proactive to avoid unnecessary hardship and to maintain control over their financial lives. If this information helped you, please take a moment to share it with friends or family who receive Social Security. Staying informed is the first step to staying protected. And remember, subscribe for more updates that matter to seniors like you.